name's Wes O'Leary. I own North Pro Home and Cottage Services. Pretty much like a home service business doing everything from house washing to window cleaning to Christmas lights. We're located in like the kind of central Ontario area, about an hour and a half north of Toronto. So
Okay. And how long have you been installing Christmas lights for professionally? And is this part of an existing service, or do you just focus on lights exclusively?
yeah, so it's been probably a couple years now that I've been really into the lights. It's been, I mean, we've just been kind of growing step by step as it goes. It initially started with just like I said, our kind of house washing and window cleaning. And then we were like, what do we do in October and November and December? And then we kind of moved into the Christmas lights, and it's been, I mean, in my opinion, I love it more than the house washing and stuff. But
All right, yeah, we've heard that before, where
yeah,
it works a different part of the mind, and the crews love it more, and it's a little bit cleaner, a little more exciting,
yeah.
and maybe that's one of your favorite parts of the business. Like, or maybe you can elaborate. What is your favorite part of the business,
Of the Christmas lights
of the
itself.
Christmas light business? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, actually, it's not even so much the actual service part, so much as the like
Mm,
the enjoyment part. Like house washing and window cleaning, you go in, it looks nice at the end. Everyone's like, oh, okay, cool, you get paid. But Christmas lights, like, I mean, almost all the clients we do work for, they're just ecstatic about the lights. Like they're
yeah.
either like, oh my gosh, we've never had lights before because they're 65 and they can't go up a ladder, and we can actually bring like some kind of Christmas lights to them.
Yeah.
Or they're just, they've just never had gotten around to getting lights, and this year they're like, oh, let's do it, and they're just loving it, right? So that's, to be
Yeah.
honest, that's the actual part I love most about it. But
Okay.
mhm.
And what about, is there a least favorite part of it?
Least favorite. Well, it gets cold in central Ontario.
Yeah.
That's pretty chilly. But the
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I love it. Probably the takedowns, I guess. Just trying to figure out when to schedule our takedown time, because sometimes March can be like -3 degrees. Sometimes it can be like 20 degrees. It's super weird
Right.
over here. So yeah. But I mean, other than that,
And what, now, before working with Big Sur Lights, did you have any specific challenges with related product? And and if so, how have our products helped overcome those challenges?
yeah. So before I was with Big Star, I was with a kind of a more local company in Ontario. And the big issue we found there, well, I mean, every supplier's got their different hues of warm white and stuff like that. So mix and matching really wasn't ideal. But we also, the first year we were with the other supplier, they actually ran out of warm white in like end of November, beginning of December. I was like, well, kind of need some more of those. And in checking with you guys, that's when I discovered you guys. You guys had lots in stocks, and I got yours. I was like, oh, you actually got lots of stuff on here, and then that's when I kind of made the progression over. But yeah, it's mostly the stock, and I personally like the warm white a little nicer with yours rather than the other one. But
Yeah, we worked really hard at making sure that that warm white matches the like incandescent warm white, which is
yeah,
everybody is really familiar with.
yep,
That candlelight glow is what really um, makes people feel like they're in a much more traditional environment. And
absolutely.
we work really try hard to mimic that. Well, what feedback have you received from your clients regarding the lights from that you might have bought from Big Star Lights?
I mean, they've been ecstatic. Like the lights, I bet, knock on wood, but I haven't had any service calls so far this year with bulbs going out or, wires not working or things flickering. Like everything's been running smooth, and um, so I mean, no calls is good for my end of things, right? So, but the lights, like they're bright. I mean, we have that little display case from you guys, right? So I'll bring that in, show a client, light the thing up, like, oh my gosh, like these are not your run of the mill kind of Home Depot lights, right? Like, these are the real deal. So, and it's like it's nice because they'll unscrew some bulbs, they'll put them over here, like, oh, I like the blue and green or the red and green, and then they'll mix and match. And so really like the fact that you can change each individual color, along with some other ones, but um, the fact that you also have a really wide variety of colors too. Like we've got some places only supply a certain few. I know one client this year had like fuchsia and yellow or something, like something weird, right? And but luckily you guys had something that could fit the bill. So
Can you think of a specific project, another specific project like that where Big Star Lights made a big difference for you?
let's see. A big difference would probably actually your we were originally going to do um some more like casual lighting where the clips were super uh specific. So we had like the multi clips from you guys, but we also had to have like a whole variety of we had to use like multi clips, we had to use ultimate clips, we had to use um we didn't actually end up getting to use those gutter clips yet that you guys came in with this year, but they looked super sweet for the ones with the gutter guards. Definitely that'll
Mm.
be probably a game changer for next year, I'd assume. I'm not sure if those are specific to you guys or not, but um, those look like they'd be really awesome for next year for sure. But so far it's been pretty much just yeah, just great product that lasts. So
Yeah, those gutter clips are we designed ourselves, and it's the first of its kind to specifically work with gutter guard.
yeah,
So it'll solve a lot of issues because gutter guard is becoming more and more popular in homes. So if you come
exactly.
across that, you won't have to say no to the customer.
Yeah, and you mentioned challenges before. I forgot that is definitely one of the challenges is gutter guards. Trying to trying
Yeah,
trying to work around that, right? So
yeah.
those might come in really handy this year.
Can you think of some? You mentioned brightness as something that sets Big Sur Lights products apart from others. Can you think of any other differences that set us apart?
Um, specific like actual like product wise, I mean, it's like I said, like the brightness and stuff. The actual build quality of lights is great. Um, for actual product wise, I've really mostly only used some of those bulbs. I do like the mini lights. Um, with the instead of just like an actual plug, like a regular outlet plug, it's have like the watertight seals and everything on there. Whereas our old supplier had the like the two prong plug in. Um, and you had to try and like tie it in a knot and plug it in so it didn't come loose. And so definitely like that kind of whatever you call it, the coaxial or something like that, where you can
Hmm.
screw them on. That's a really big one. But for the product wise, for the service wise though, um, there was actually when I ordered something there this year, like there was a big spool of electrical wire. And when it through shipping or whatever happened, they actually like the spool, the end of it like broke off or something like that. So it was like kind of a bit like a jumble in the box. So I'll give you guys a call, and you guys are like, oh, we'll find something for you. You guys found like a new reel for me. You sent it out just like free of charge, just to kind of, make sure it wasn't gonna be an absolute hassle for me for the year. That was, I mean, like I said, not really so much the product, but the quality of the like the customer service was phenomenal on that side of things compared to some others I've had in the past.
Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Since using us at Big Star Lights, have you noticed any cost savings or increase in efficiency in your projects that really helped improve your bottom line?
I've well, it's been I mean, I really don't have too much experience there just yet, just a couple of years, right? But definitely compared to like when you can buy in bulk, that's definitely a game changer, right? Especially at the very beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, how can you even buy that many lights at one time? But now that we're getting more and more clients, it's like, oh yeah, for sure, I'm gonna buy that much. I'm gonna save the 10 to 15%, whatever it is, right? So um just that alone, like the fact you can do bulk pricing, I'm not sure if other places do it too, but the bulk pricing is brilliant. So
And and then now let's talk about product a bit more. In your opinion, how does Big Star Lights stay ahead in terms of innovation and meeting the evolving needs of your business and your installers?
I know when I was first taking a look at you guys there, the really key difference was you guys had a lot of things that you could actually get. And there's so many things on your site that I haven't even really ventured into yet. Like there's like the Twinkly Pro and all that kind of stuff that I want to get into more this year because I haven't really seen it other than in your store. And it looks like it can open up like a whole other ball game of lights, right? So Twinkly Pro, and even like some of the other kind of styles, like the floodlights and things like that. Um, could be super neat. And like I said, I just got to try to experiment with them and try them out. And but really, I've only seen them with you guys. So
Yeah, another one you can
Mhm.
look at is the Chroma Glow line, which is for year-round
Mhm.
lighting on
Yeah,
homes, and
yeah,
it opens up a whole nother market.
exactly.
What is one piece of advice that you'd give to others considering installing lights professionally? Maybe something that you would have told yourself, your 2 year old or your 2 year ago self
Yeah.
before getting into lights.
Um, I'd say definitely make sure you're organized on your takedowns because it is confusing going back for year two, and if you didn't organize anything. Um, but definitely like simplifying it in the sense that like at the very start we offered like everything. We had garland, we had lights, we had you could do this and that and mix and match. And but when we actually started like simplifying things a little bit more, that way we can like kind of predict like what we're going to get from you guys. We can predict like what's going to
Mhm.
happen in the market, and then we're prepared for when people ask for things.
Yeah,
That was a big change. Rather than just like let's stock literally everything and see what they want, it's like, all right, we're going to offer this kind of selection. We know that you guys are always going to have it in stock, so we just, if we ever need more, just order it back, and just kind of streamline that way. That was probably the biggest difference.
awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are all the questions that I had on the list here. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we stop the recording?
I think that's pretty much everything. I mean, like I said, the every time I called you guys, it was like, oh yeah, yep, this is how you do it. This is how that. Or I guess send you some photos like over a couple times with some trees. I'm like, Daniel, I have no idea how many is going to go on this tree, and you're like, oh, this about this much maybe, and you can use these kind of lights. And so it just customer service has been phenomenal. Pretty much is
Awesome.
all is the best thing for sure.